Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
As we're ever going to be.
Welcome to the Dragget Show, the show you know you'll love. We hope you stick around for the madness because we got all sorts of surprises coming your way. You'll hear of them all if you decide to stay. Welcome to the Dragget Show, we got tons of laughs to spare. We're aiming for 10,000 subs and we're almost there. When we reach it, we'll throw the coolest carnival. We'll celebrate year of the pirate and the blood ritual. Welcome to the Dragget Show. We brought that booze to share and enough for the cherry cola to make our problems disappear. We got busy cherry cola, the blood ritual, dick shake things, and so much more. So sit back, relax, crack open a beer, cause there's Xanni the Blue and Alkali's not here.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, welcome to the Dragget Show! Status, did you have something you want to talk about?
Yes, I do. Is this on?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear it. I'm loud. So I'm actually promoting something for my dear sweet friend Citrine Husky, who is offering something that they are calling the Forever Pass. So essentially what this is a collection of all of their music for $200. It is available at conventions only to purchase through them. This is a one-time offer, I believe. I'm giving you the details that they gave me. I'm so sorry. They can explain it better. But Forever Pass, $200. Find Citrine if you would like one.
Citrine is amazing. If you can support your local artists, please do.
Yes.
And before they go, let's give it up for Status Ferret!
If you like what I do and also would like to support Citrine, we have a concert tomorrow at 6 o'clock?
6 sounds right.
In main events.
Sweet. Hopefully see you there tomorrow. Thank you, Status! Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Look to your right. Now look to your left. Those seats are empty because of an explosive device that hopefully never will exist. Holy shit, who's having a good time? I love that you still are, because this is a shit show. It was nice to get some fresh air. Did you enjoy your time outside?
Oh, I love enjoying Schrodinger's bomb. It's the best.
Truly is. Truly. You know the worst part, like we run conventions, so we get emails all the time of a nature that's not okay. This goes above and beyond, obviously. A veiled bomb threat is pretty crazy. But we're used to seeing things like, well, last year, your convention did not have gender-neutral bathrooms, so I plan on peeing in the lobby. We're like, all right, hold on. Number one, we did have gender-neutral bathrooms, so I don't know what you're talking about. And number two, the lobby has security in it. I don't know how you plan on doing that. To which they just sent me a video of a gentleman dancing at a dance in a robe. So you know what? Yeah, some people will do anything for a few clicks, so fuck off. Oh my God.
I'm starting to think that I'm the Forrest Gump of weird furry con shit.
The Forrest Gump of
Yeah,
furry
you know how
con.
just historic events happens wherever he goes. I'm that for furry. I was there for MFF.
You were there for
furry thing.
GasCon,
I
yeah.
was there for Dancing Twink.
Dancing Twink.
Anyway, that's the song. You can finish it for yourself. I was there for
Part of
this.
hurts, learn the words, Dancing Twink.
And we're old school. We used to be like back in MFF when it was like, just back in my day, it was just fire alarms.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing I will say, and please don't take this as a challenge, but that is something I've noticed about furry. Like, I've been part of the fandom now for, well, I've been part of this fandom for close to 20 years.
Ah ha ha ha. Me too. Oh.
And I did, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh God, we need to die. When we started in the furry fandom, the meme, before memes was the fire alarm. The fire alarm was so big, one of my biggest comedy routines of all time involved the fire alarm. One of my first furry experiences involved being in the stairwell when 2 children were running away after a fire alarm had just went off. And my friends told operations, oh, Alkali saw some kids running in the stairway right after the fire alarm. I'm like, we need you to describe those kids. I'm like, I'm not gonna no, describe any child. We know who did it. We're using you as the excuse.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no, it's like fire alarms were a huge thing. And then all of us realized, like, hey, if we pull the fire alarm, we're using valuable resources and taking up valuable convention time, and we stopped it. And then some asshole was like, you took up all the free time of a fire department? Screw it, I'm calling SWAT.
Look,
Please stop.
how do we know some asshole clairvoyant just didn't want free coffee? That's all I'm saying. They didn't want to pay for it that day. They're like, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna go outside and have a nice walk. I'll get coffee. What?
Holy
It's
shit.
like Nick Cage from that movie, just for the
Are
worst.
you talking
reasons.
about Next?
Yeah.
That's the worst movie. I love it so much.
It's kind of wonderful.
Oh, someone in here has seen Next? Did you go back 5 minutes and pretend like you didn't watch it? Because that's what I wanted to do. I love Nick Cage. Nick Cage is one of our all-time favorites because he's the only actor that if you give him a script, he goes, no thanks. I'm Nick Cage. I did The Rock. Move on.
That's about right.
He just goes above and beyond. I love that. I mean, it's a true stage performance watching Nick Cage act because Nick Cage doesn't have an audience. And as somebody who performs, when you don't hear the audience reaction, when you don't hear that energy, it's you. You need to up the energy. Well, Nick Cage is on a movie set, not in the theater. They don't hear anyone laughing. He's like, I gotta up it one more. Sean Connery, get your ass over here. I'm gonna Rube Goldberg a bomb. That's like the first scene of that movie, don't forget.
I like how his hairstyle has eventually turned into Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters 2. So I like that look. It really suits him.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Have you been having a good
I've been having a good con, and I've been saying what?
I got a better one for you. Face Off, where he's just grinning all the time.
Oh,
he was magnificent in Face Off.
that's pretty prime Cage.
It's,
What I'm gonna say is how I know I'm old is I was talking to someone about some crazy stuff because a lot of stuff happened at FE. There were cops coming in to check the situation. People were panicking. It was fine. So of course I got a text from a friend. Oh my God, are you okay? Holy shit! I'm like, yeah, why? It's fine. Like, oh no, it's fine. Sorry, my emotions are just a little high. I'm trying acid for the first time. What the fuck are you kids doing?
oh, that's one hell of a moment.
Right? I'm so old because I'm just like, you're like, oh, come on, kids. Be in a controlled space, and all the kids are like, oh, no, I'm going to the dance. And it's like, what the fuck?
I've got a golden ticket.
Yeah.
No, and don't get us wrong, furry is not the only one that deals with this. I help out at a huge amount of conventions at this point. Anime cons have different problems. Anime cons have very different problems from furries. Furry cons, you're walking around and they're like, oh, please don't awoo, we will fine you $300. Or the real one, stop smoking inside the hotel, the fire alarms are very sensitive. Anime con's a little different. What I got to hear a security officer do was, and I quote, please stop having laser sword fights in the atrium. The response, can we do it upstairs? Yes! All right, they know their audience, and I'm fairly certain later, so this is a real thing that happened. Apparently anime cons will just make fighting circles, and then they take their glowing lightsabers, the things their parents bought them for $90, and just start slamming them together till they're broke. But this time, there was such a big crowd. It was right before their dance. Now, the dance at Youmacon, this is an anime convention, is very different. Our dance, we set it up, we open the doors, you all shuffle in, you try to keep pants on to some degree or another, and you have a good time. Anime cons, this was their biggest event. This was the event that everyone went to, and this was the event where they had all their problems. So what did they do? Made them line up around the entire hotel. Imagine a line that stretched from main events to the lobby, out the door, around the building, back to main events. That was the line they had. And why did they have it? Because Yomacan stated, well, we've had so many security problems. We have officers watching the door and searching people as they go in. And I was like, wow, you guys have to take this really seriously. Did that solve all their problems? And their con chairman stated, no, they just do the acid in line. So while they were standing in line, a bunch of them broke off and started their own dance. And that dance morphed when one of the songs for that dance was Duel of the Fates. When Duel of the Fates came up, two of them broke off from the group and started lightsaber fighting in the middle of the atrium outside of main events with uniformed police officers over there. And what do you think those uniformed police officers did? Cell phones out and recorded. But that's okay, because security came over. The head of security from Yomacan aggressively pushed their way into the middle of that group, and while standing there in their beautiful orange vest, did a simple and pulled out a lightsaber!
That's beautiful.
It was kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
No, they have a good time. They have a good time because no one had broken anything yet. The moment the light sconce fell out, oh yeah, that security officer, I tried to stop them an hour ago.
That's wonderful. That makes me happy. I don't know. I was like, I am also one of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know.
No, that one brought a smile to my
New
face.
world.
Also, they were all pretty good fighters.
Oh,
Only
good.
one of them lost an eye.
You don't need midichlorians or anything, any of that shit.
No, just normal chlorines.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, chlorine? Chlorine?
Chlorines, sure. I was going for chloroform, but I forgot they were two different substances.
Jesus Christ.
What? It helps you win the fight faster if they're asleep.
And one cleans your pool?
They can both clean your pool.
No, one cleans your pool.
And the other, one cleans your pool, the other one cleans your head.
There, exactly.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Oh, whoever actually laughed at that, you're a pervert too.
Hey.
Oh my
Welcome to the
God.
Dragget Show, everyone.
Over to the Dragget Show. We are actually waiting for our guests, whose line literally just finished.
Yeah.
And both our guests were helping me with whose line and went, I gotta go. Like, yeah, you were standing outside for 4 hours. You probably do need to go back up to your room. Like, you don't understand. We have to go. So all of their panels were missed this morning, so they're trying to figure out if they have panels this weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, it's brutal right now. It is brutal. A huge, huge tip of the hat to the convention, who is running themselves ragged to make this weekend work. So when you see them, give them a nod, give them a thank you. Trust me, they appreciate it at this point.
Big tip of the hat to, was it the hotel staff who got coffee?
The hotel took it upon themselves to do the coffee, from what I understand. Yeah.
And also a tip of the hat to the con goers for making the Pine Shrine.
Pine
Who saw the Pine Shrine? Yeah. That was amazing.
That was, I didn't know what was going on. I turned around and there was a circle of people chanting, Pine Cone, Pine Cone. And I immediately went back to, eat the meat. Eat the meat. I'm like, are they shoving pine cones? Oh, it's fine.
No.
It's just a pile. That's pre-shoving it where the sun doesn't shine. Those were hard
The
to
sun
say.
doesn't shine.
The sun doesn't shine.
You don't like me cooking?
Shut up.
Sorry.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
It's been a day.
It has been a day.
I mean,
It's been-
where were you when we were split out?
We were in opening ceremonies
Oh.
where you were supposed to be.
I was? Okay.
Yeah, no, and that's how you know. That's unfortunately, that was one of our first thoughts. Is like, yeah, this guy's full of shit. The email came in right as opening ceremonies is supposed to start. They did this to fuck with the cops. It's very obvious right now, but you have to take it seriously, and we did, and it was wonderful. And that's when our friend came up to us and said, guys, there's a Buffalo Wild Wings within walking distance. We gotta get there before all 500-600 of these guys find out. There's a Buffalo Wild Wings with a, go, take off the hat, get in the coat, move silently. And we marched over there with a wave of people behind us and took over a store. We had our own con.
Yeah.
Wing con.
I am convinced he has the power. When he takes off his hat, as long as you're not looking at him, he will disappear. Because you have that power. I don't know how. Because you did the boozy, you're like, where'd he go? I'm like, he could do that. You just haven't seen it.
I wasn't far enough away that I didn't hear you all comment that I disappeared into fat air. I heard that.
What? You are the knight.
I am the knight.
And the knight has donuts. I don't know.
Leave my donuts out of this.
Anyway.
So I was driving recently, stopped off in Oklahoma City. We do a lot of conventions now when we travel across the country, and one thing that I cannot pass up is a nice mom and pop donut shop. I love just homemade donuts on the road with a nice coffee. It's one of my favorite things. And I went into this place, and I knew I had found my one true love, because this place did not have donuts. They had tires with chocolate on them. Their donuts were this big, and on a display case, the size of my head, was a perfect, fluffy, with a crusty outside apple fritter. The best looking apple fritter I'd ever seen. I grabbed the fritter, I walked outside, and what did I see? 20 cops! I'm like, they're after my fritter! This was right after an ice storm that had taken Oklahoma City by surprise. It was so bad that when I went to park the van, because I was no longer comfortable driving, I have a thing about driving on ice. When the car starts to lose control, I don't have a good time. I immediately pull over. I happened to be near an off-ramp. I got off, went over to a Super 8 motel that has a parking lot slanted at 10 degrees. Would you like to know how I know this? Here's my impression of my car. Parked. I didn't take up one of their parking spots. I didn't take up two of their parking spots. I pulled up to their front door, and because of the incline, my van went, bam, into their 3 preferred parking spots. All 3 for preferred guests are taken up by my fat ass van. And I go inside, like, look, the ice storm, and my van, and it's sliding. And the lady goes to me, I have fallen 7 times tonight. You're not even the worst person here. You're not currently shitting yourself. Here's a room at half off. Like, oh, it was such a win. Not a win. Not a win was the next morning. It iced all night. Slight drizzle, slightly freezing temperatures. I went to get the car out in the morning. It is 9 o'clock. I need to be home in like 4 hours. It's not happening. I can't get this van up a 10-degree incline, and I've never been so happy to see hail in my life. Because as I'm standing in my room, overlooking this parking lot, looking like 8-year-olds parked no one is in one spot. Everyone is across 2 to 3, and it starts to hail, and I realize, oh my God, hail means grip. I ran to my car, got in it on the 10-degree incline, zipped out, hit a few other things, and got in front of my room where I could pack up and go. And that's where I met the cops. Oh. That's where I met the 20 cops outside of a donut shop. Because they were not the cops on duty. They were the cops on duty last night when the ice storm had started. Ooh. All emergency services had spent all night getting trucks off the road, saving people from overturned vehicles, doing what they needed to do. And it is now 9 a.m., and I have come across the lot of them going to their favorite donut shop, getting ready to return home. And like an asshole, I had to say, what's the worst thing you saw last night? And one of them got a faraway look in their eyes and said something I did not need to hear. He said, spaghetti. And they all turned their eyes downward and walked away. I will never drive in the ice again.
No.
Yeah.
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 Especially not out west. That's fucking crazy. Holy crap.
Well, you had an interesting experience with me in the car.
Yeah?
You had fun.
I have one more thing.
You were pissed off.
Before we get there, you were mentioning local cuisine.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I went to Canada recently for Effie, and I got some poutine because, you know, you have to. But hell yeah. And it just made me realize, it gave me some perspective because, you know, how you go to Canada, you're like, oh, I gotta get poutine or I gotta get some oranges or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what they're shitting their pants over that just came into town?
In Canada?
Yeah, like,
What?
oh my god, you know what just came down the street?
What?
Popeye's chicken.
Yeah.
I shit you not, everyone's losing their shit that Popeye's chicken is in Canada.
Of course they're losing their shit. It's Popeye's chicken. You eat it and you shit. That is the currency of Popeye's chicken.
That's so American.
That's what I'm about to get.
Well, enjoy your diarrhea.
What was
Then
the
you
panel
buy the
show?
chicken, you rent it.
God damn it.
Are you in that much of a hurry? You need to get rid of your chicken?
You gotta get rid of your
before
chicken.
You can remember it?
That's right.
Alright.
This is how Inception works.
Jesus Christ. At least they give you 5 dipping sauces. Which,
Canada gives you 5. We're moving.
well, we got a big ass box of chicken, and they're like, they make you choose 5, which I think was interesting.
Really?
Yeah, like you must choose 5.
Who here uses DoorDash? Yeah, so you don't even know what condiments are. We have never ordered, we actually stopped ordering DoorDash because why? When you can drunkenly walk places and get stories out of it. We stopped using DoorDash the day that they delivered us a meal. We have a chicken place by us that does some of the best fries. They do these loaded fries. And we gave them a laundry list of condiments. They brought some of the condiments. Forgot the fries, so there's really no point there. No, we're done with that. Go get your own food. Go out for a walk. Enjoy the outdoors. At some time other than a fur conforest.
I want to know.
It's every time.
That was too much walking today.
You don't understand.
Right?
Too much walking.
We left. We left to have lunch, and they're sending me updates because I will have panels to do once this is over. The updates, hands down, funnier than any announcement. If I remember correctly, it was like, all right, should be about an hour, guys. Get ready to start heading back. Hey, there's been a delay. It's going to be an hour and a half. Okay, we think we're good. It's going to be in like 5 minutes. Oh, it's going to be 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 18 minutes, 90 minutes. Then security came in. We don't know that person. We don't know what he's updating you with. Stop listening. Oh, no, it was an absolute disaster trying to figure out all this out. But again, it looks like it all worked out. Thank you guys for being here. I know that some of you, who went back to the room and took a nap afterwards? How fucking lazy are we? He's like, I gotta go outside? Woo, I better take a vacation. Holy shit. Natural sunlight. I take vitamin D supplements. Okay, except they're not actually
Look.
called that. You suck dick, you don't need them.
That's not vitamin D.
Oh.
There's 3 extra items out there too. We've got I, C, and K.
Vitamin D, I-C-K? Alright.
You make it too easy, B12.
Like you.
You know what? I'm like 2.5 miles.
Good comeback.
So I have a feeling that our 2 guests are not going to be joining us anytime soon. So in that case, it is a privilege to reintroduce to the stage our guest, Status Ferret!
Oh, crap.
Status has been part of the Dragget show for quite some time now.
Far too fucking long.
We love performing with them. They're so much fun. They came up with the theme song for the Dragget show. Didn't tell us, by the way. The first time we heard it was them playing it live. I cried.
Hey, fun fact, it is actually the 4-year anniversary of that song.
Oh.
This is the
Originated
4-year anniversary.
2019, it originated at this con.
Oh my God.
So, Rockstar, I have to ask you, have you ever smashed a guitar?
Nobody wants you so bad.
Yes!
Oh my fucking god, can I talk about something? I'm so sorry.
I'm just taking away
That's
the
not the guitar.
collateral damage.
I actually might have the opportunity to smash a guitar.
Yes.
So like, okay, I'm a huge, like, musical theater nerd, and my favorite musical of all time is School of Rock, and I just found out a local theater is doing it this summer, and I might have the opportunity to play my dream role.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna shit my brains out. I'm so fucking excited.
That is cool.
I'm so excited.
Have you ever been in a play before?
I've been in many.
You've been in many.
One of my first shows was my Furry Awakening.
Hold on, one of the first plays you performed in is how you became a furry.
I have
Microphone.
yes, I have suspicions that is how I became a furry.
Explain.
Yes. My first, well, I shouldn't say it was my first. It was one of the first shows that I did. I was in Shrek the Musical, and I played the donkey, and I enjoyed wearing that costume a little too much. That's it. That is the story.
That's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Zan,
Yes.
your furry awakening is just jerking off to gargoyles, right?
Shut up.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I really liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid.
Oh, wrong one.
Jerk off? No, never mind.
Gargoyles cemented it, turtles lubed it. Got it. All right.
Turtles set the foundation.
The f-
Brooklyn came in and
This
finished
is
that shit.
This is a house built of lies.
Best turtle.
Donatello.
Thank you.
I like Mikey. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I know, shut up.
I can't get over. So, have you seen the new Turtles?
It's
I
awesome.
haven't seen any of the turtles.
Oh, so the old Turtles are the old Turtles. They are what they are. The new Turtles, like Donnie has always been a little autistic. We watched a compilation of all the moments that Donnie had a true autism, and they're really swinging for the fences now. But of course, right before we watched that video, Zan looks over like, wow, you really remind me of Donnie. I'm like, I feel that too. And then we watched that video. Love you.
Staring into the entire...
You did not break eye contact with me. You are a monster, and I love it. Oh, God. All right, so you've done plays.
Yes.
You actually have a podcast right now.
Yeah, I have a radio show with my wonderful friend Coley, where we listen to a full musical soundtrack, but 30 seconds at a time, and our guest has to try to piece together what's happening in the plot just from the 30 seconds that they're listening to.
It is probably one of the easiest games you'll ever play. You can always guess it. I did a great job.
Oh, we were great.
Right?
Yeah.
I had to send Coley's mother an apology for your episode after it happened, so sure.
Did you actually have to send them an apology? Oh my God, you have the apology?
Yes, I do.
You're not even my first friend that had to apologize for me taking part in one of their projects. This is getting awkward. All right, hold on,
Oh
we're reading
my
this.
God.
It's not funny, but yeah, it's the blue one.
Hey, I just wanted to apologize for tonight's show. I know you were listening in and the guests took our show in a very different direction that we could not have anticipated. I will never let anything like this happen again.
And we haven't.
I genuinely want to say I'm sorry. This is not what you expect from us. We don't know them. Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, coming to the stage right now, unless I hallucinated and they didn't walk into the room, give it up for your guest of honor, Iggy!
I thought you were seeing things.
Hello, Iggy.
Screw you, you made me walk, you son of a bitch. Where am I going?
You go next to status. Oh, I'm sorry, status, move over one. Sure.
We can share one.
Yeah, me and you will share one. Iggy, come on in.
Oh wow, you got moved down just like it's the
That's
Tonight
our,
Show.
normally we have a blow-up couch, but how do I say this tactfully? I popped its cherry. I sat on it and it kind of exploded.
The surprise of no.
Shut up!
Does Chris know?
What was our couch's name? I forget.
Candy.
Candy
Yes.
the couch.
Yeah.
Candy the couch.
Do y'all remember when I brought a couch to graduation?
When is the memorial?
Nice.
Iggy, thank you so much for joining us here.
Hey, how you doing?
Now,
Hey.
you are not De Niro with me. Don't you dare De Niro me, you genius asshole.
I mean, I could probably say hit it, and Zan would probably put on an 80s rockin' soundtrack like Rocky, and I'll put you to work making a sub for the sponsor you didn't get.
it. Guys,
You know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
How do you not know? You're like the DeVito, like, you know everything about
The
DeVito.
Danny DeVito of Danny DeVito's, basically.
I'm not saying the name of the company that half the audience know. They did not pay for this.
Just letting you know,
Pay, damn it.
Status is such a big Danny DeVito fan that during MST3K last year, Status paid for the rule, you know what? Whenever Danny DeVito tweets, take a drink. Like, what? Like, yeah, whenever Danny DeVito, I'll keep an eye on it. Like, all right, whenever, $5, that says, Danny DeVito was live tweeting a movie they were watching, and we've never gotten so drunk at that panel. And it is Danny DeVito's fault, but yet he still won't return my messages.
Apparently I had a meltdown about the fact that he wouldn't return my messages.
We both had a meltdown. That would have been the most epic panel ever,
I would
other
also
than
like mine.
the mystery roast. Iggy, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Oh, the mystery roast is sort of taking improv to the next level in the furry fandom. And one thing that I've kind of been studying, looking more to, is where, you know, we do a lot of short form improv type games, and I guess not to go on too much of a tangent, long form improv is putting a bunch of people on stage and basically saying, make a play. Make a play out of literally nothing. Take a minimal suggestion from the audience, maybe do a little bit of word association to get your mind thinking, but then you just perform scene after scene after scene, building characters, building a story. Sometimes a little bit of a game to it. There's different ways to make this happen. And it's just really awesome because it kind of, like, one of the biggest things that I think everyone that has when they get up on stage, this idea of a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of fear. And there is nothing more fearful. Like, once you learn how to do short form improv, you figure it out. And then you go on stage and you kind of know what to do. You play what we call the game. It's questions only. What do? You play the game by asking questions. The art of long form improv, no matter how you're playing it, is finding the game. There is no rules. The rule is you have to figure out whatever the conflict is, whatever the resolution is, and you try to connect with the audience. It could be happy, sad, it could be anything. And from that you can essentially do whatever you want on the stage. And it's so much more different than traditional theater because I thought it really fits Imaginarium type stuff. I was thinking so much about imagination because when you're an improv performer, everything is pantomime. Your stage can just go anywhere. Anywhere you, the audience, is willing to go. So, and of course the furry fandom is excellent at that. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
But I think that gives a brief explanation of what it is. Without getting into the particulars.
I'm super excited about that panel. Like, genuinely. I always like doing that one with you because it's genuinely terrifying.
Yeah.
And I don't get to feel that as much anymore.
Exactly, and
right?
I always like to challenge myself with this idea of what can I do on stage that I haven't done, and like if I'm fearful of it or I don't know how to do it, the first thing I want to know is how do I do it? So.
That's how I learned snooker. I was terrified of it. Those balls flying everywhere, it meant things. Iggy, you are
That was not training.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Shit. Iggy, you have been part of the furry fandom's, like, I don't know how to even say this, the game show crew. You have been running game shows at conventions. I mean, honestly, as far back as I can remember, you've been doing stuff like that. How did you get into that one? Because I know you're a big game fan.
Game show gang.
The game show gang.
Game show game. We're tough. We run with a pack of cardigans.
They'll corner you and just ask you questions from a card.
Yeah.
Hey, kid.
And if you call them out, you know what they say? Sorry. That's your son.
Hey, kid, what's the capital of Brazil? Oh, no. I don't know. Game show
So
gang.
I mean, going back at my show, Iggy's How to Be a Kid Again, you're going to hear a little bit about this. So there's your little primer.
You're also going to be hearing about it at midnight tonight.
You also are going to be hearing about it at midnight tonight. You hear a lot about me today.
Yeah, you're guest of honor. That's how it works.
Well, not when that thing happened, and then the on the golf course, the GOH panel I didn't even know about.
That's when you're guest of dishonor.
Did you hear what I tried to do with the Meet the GOH panel? 'Cause I didn't know about it.
No, what'd you do?
Fur didn't get to do the Meet the GOH panel, so I said, Fur, do a double for us, and you go impersonate me, and then we're covered.
Ah!
Never send Fur to do an impersonation of you. That's how conventions start under your name.
Did he at least wear green? What?
God damn it.
That's a valid question.
Do we want to go back to the original question?
Yeah,
What
sure.
got you into game shows to the point where you run them to the extent that you do now?
So there's a lot of little facets to that, but one of the things is I always grew up enjoying the heck out of game shows. I would go home at lunch with my grandma to watch Super Password, to watch Classic Concentration, you know, the Alex Trebek show where you'd walk down this caravan of cars. I don't know why winning all of the cars was the grand prize, because the taxes must have been enormous. But the trick of it is I think game shows are a really low stakes way, and also high stakes. Some people want to win, but it's a good way for people to get up on stage in an environment that is sort of like short form improv, right? Like you're given the game. The game is play the game. No matter how it goes, if you play the game, it's going to be eventually fun.
True.
And I put a lot of effort into making really good clues. Everything is tested. And one of the things that, sort of going back, it's like when everyone's like way back in the day, a lot of panels were just kind of, I wouldn't say thrown together, but it's just like nothing was like, it hasn't evolved to the next level. And I basically went, after seeing your Who's Line at MFF 2010, which you still say is the worst, the absolute worst Who's Line in existence. Little did you know that little Iggy there saw that, and I was with a group of friends that brought me to the con, and I was like, that improv is the hottest thing and the most fun thing I'm going to have at this convention, and it was. You still to this day say it was the worst thing, but it basically was the start of everything, because I grew up literally hosting game shows for plushies and playing games with my mom. Like we literally recreated.
That's so cute.
I still have some of the crafts because they're really cool. Like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? We play the bonus game.
Oh yeah.
That's how I learned geography.
Right?
So there's a deeper connection to it, but at
Every
the same
kid knows where
time,
Madagascar is because of that show.
right?
Yes.
That was
Because
the
of
one.
risk.
So did you know on that show, like based on what grade you were, was the final map that you got? So I think the third,
Really?
like I forget if it's third, fourth, fifth graders or fifth, whatever grade they were in. There were 3 different grades that they took, and basically one got South America, one got like North America, and the other one got Africa. The oldest got Africa, so they're always screwed, and that's why they always lost.
Oh, that's wild. See, I actually saw one time I was watching it and the kids got US, and you watched the kids just mouth and jaw drop. And it wasn't because he didn't know, it's because not only did he not know, but the whole world was about to see how little he knew about his own goddamn country. They're like, what state are you from? It's like, Rhode Island. It's like, oh, we're not going to be doing that. It's like, yep, and that's the only capital I know. Bye!
They get one and then just burn the rest of the clock. You're wrong, go to the next one.
I have a lot of favorite game shows. For one reason, one that sticks out in my mind the most, probably just from all the anxiety it caused me, was Cliffhanger.
Oh, doody-do,
Yeah, you see, not only see you if you're right or wrong, you get to see yourself wrong in the matter of seconds of a little cute man slowly going up a hill to jump to his doom. That is beyond screwed up. I'd be like, no!
You're responsible for his fate.
Right, I know. It's like, let's play the happy music. Oh, do-do-do-do. And I'm like, no! Anyway.
Ba-ba-ba-da-da. Status, what was your favorite game show?
I liked Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That was a favorite.
I like how we all just respond like British Parliament.
I didn't get
Sorry to your recording.
We're recording over there now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, we stopped putting it on the table because I do that all the time. And it wasn't working very well. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Rivet.
Yeah. What?
I kind of want to remake it.
Yes!
Like for FurryCon?
No. Furries of the Hidden Temple would not take that much. Really think about their set design. The moat was a bunch of bathtubs glued together and fog. The track was just a bunch of places for kids to run around, and the temple is just a big 3-dimensional obstacle course. We are furries. Number one, we never have to clean it. Your fursuits are so plushy, they would clean it for us as you crawl through the tunnels. But number two, I want to watch you guys running around like crazy inside of an obstacle course. Because if you remember this thing, it's 2 floors. It's got ramps, it's got stairways, and there's nothing funnier than a fursuiter who is totally safe because they're wearing padding, just tumbling down a chute into the torture chamber, assembling the monkey, the ghosts come out to attack, and they run into the audience, because that's what we do. And I'd appreciate that.
I would too.
It'd be a fun time. outside.
I mean, especially if they can't see the piece. No, it's behind you. Oh God.
Oh God, I didn't even think of their eyesight.
Yeah.
Like now, pick up the coin. I don't see it. It's in front of you and 10 feet big. Yeah, no idea. Not gonna happen.
What precious artifact would the fursuiters be going after in the bonus?
Oh God.
Febreze. After doing all that, fucking Febreze. And this is the microbial, not a word. Febreze. Microbial.
What's the top? Micro.
Microbacteria.
God, that. I think that's, wow. How'd you get that?
The signature blend of Febreze and Axe body spray.
Yeah.
I will throw it at you with a small firecracker. That's your problem.
What the fuck is?
Concerning the events of this morning, please watch what you say, Dave.
Oh yeah, good point. I will not throw any incendiary devices for the next 3 days.
Febreze for men.
Febreze for men.
Febreze for men. Spray your living room with Bro Stank.
It smells like my balls.
Smells like my balls.
Also, when we were younger, my dad had a Ford Taurus, and that was the car that myself, my brother, and my dad shared. And one day my dad came in and was like, "That car smells like ass," and looked at my brother because he knew who did it. "You have to make that clean. You have to go clean that car." And my mom watched as my brother grabbed the Febreze, unscrewed the top, dumped it on the upholstery, and threw it into the recycling bin. To which my dad the next day went, "Car smells great." I hate that he got away with it.
He just went after you're mad.
Shit, you're right, that is why I got mad. He min-maxed better than me.
You get it from your family.
I min-max life. Do you guys min-max life at any time? Do you know what that means?
Yes, being like a speedrunner and a gamer and everything that I do, yeah, you have to min-max everything.
Min-max everything. But I don't eat anymore. Food is pointless. But a smoke beforehand and food is better. So obviously that's why I'm an alcoholic stoner.
Ah, yes.
That's why. Min-maxing, sure.
It's the bane of mathematicians.
Stan,
My appetite needs a kick. What's going to make me sure that I can finish off this whole buffet? Ah, there we go. Smoke a pound of weed. Anyway.
if I ran a buffet, I'd have fire extinguishers set up outside to go off every 10 minutes to stop the smokers. Like, no, you can't be high and come in here. We'll go broke.
Wouldn't you just need to set up like another buffet of just combos, and that would be kind of...
That's not a bad. The popcorn buffet. Every time there's a weight limit, every time it gets underweight, it just starts popping more popcorn and water falls in. This is the most beautiful restaurant ever. I don't remember any of it. Status, how do you min-max?
I'm a full-time college student, work full-time. I'm a president of a club and run a radio show.
Oh my God.
Oh, so you're getting your shitty part of the life out now so you can just die. Got it.
I'm ready for death now.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're going for.
I min-max in the worst way you probably hate.
Oh, what's that?
A lot of times when I could walk, I run. What?
You're disgusting.
I might as well run. It's not that much more effort. I get there faster. I get my cardio in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Really logical reasons.
All those are great reasons, but you're forgetting the most important one to not do it.
What?
Cardiac arrest. I am. Zan's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out for a jog. Do you want to join me?" I'm like, "I went up the 3 stairs of our house to get the mail, and I'm pooped. No, I'm not gonna be joining you, Xanni."
That just reminds me of a picture to show you.
Uh-oh.
That was me after climbing.
Fuck off!
Ah, yeah.
They told me outside, the elevator is going to be so much of a weight. Maybe I should take the stairs. I'm like, "Aren't you on the 8th floor? You shouldn't
Yes.
do that." And then they screamed at me, "I'm doing it out of spite," for 5 minutes.
And then I climbed the stairs and took a picture of me flipping them off.
I swear to God, I was on the 22nd floor of
Thank you.
AC and I would go up and down the stairs, no problem.
You did 22 floors?
I'm not smart.
Dude.
I'm not saying it was a good thing.
We got evacuated from the 16th floor at work once. I volunteered to be the floor monitor at 8 because I knew I couldn't go any farther. Like, this is where I die.
Oh, if stair running were an Olympic event, I think I could compete. Because, like, college taught me ways, okay? You have to run so many goddamn stairwells. You learn tricks.
Yeah.
Some of them
that is-
involve
No, they're
falling
right.
down.
All right, well, you're super athletic. You're super athletic. For all three of us, what's your weird athletic superpower that you actually have? Like, right? Xanni is an insanely athletic person. I keep thinking you're raising your hand, and it's driving me crazy. I love it so much. I just keep looking at like, oh, they're raising it. Nope, ears. Got it. Every time. All right. So what's a weird, like, pseudo, like, athletic power or ability that you guys have? Right? No, I mean, you've got like 90 of them. Dude,
I don't know if we got. Oh, do they have any?
I mean, I can try.
you try.
I can kick a field goal.
You
Yeah.
can take a field goal.
Well, like a PAT field goal.
Oh,
It looks
hell yeah.
nice.
Okay, you know what a PAT field goal is? What
Yeah,
the hell's a PAT field
The
goal?
point after the touchdown.
Oh, okay.
like
Or
a-
like drop goal. Or, yeah. There's different types of kicks you can do.
I'd be afraid of my leg flying off.
You do a good job, they give you pats.
Oh, we like pants.
Yeah, you're right.
Cobalt pants. Status?
So I was a competitive gymnast for like 6 years. I think I can still do a split.
Wow.
Do it.
No! No, that cannot.
I said think
That's
for a reason.
It's only Tuesday.
That's actually impressive.
I'm gonna get drunk enough tonight and try it.
No,
Awesome.
That's gonna go so poorly.
Drinks or charity? Which one will it be? Here you go.
Look at me. You forget the pain. It never happened.
No, you never forget the pain. It's always there. It stops it from happening again. That's most of the cleaning that happens in our house is because of the pain. Why, you ask? Thank you so much for asking. Because Zan knows I have trouble seeing at night, and I'm kind of an asshole. So they take their stuff coming home and just pepper it across the house. Like Santa delivering DD4s to my feet, directly to my feet. And then, in case they think I'm a burglar, in case they think I'm a nefarious person walking to the house, what do? They eat chippies. How does that help, you might ask? Because they eat chippies like this. Ah! Oh. Ah!
Hey, that's only when I'm high, which is most of the time.
We snack in our studio. The studio where we record the Dragget show. It's an outdoor studio. It's in a garage, which means that whatever doesn't end up in our mouths ends up on the floor and is rat food. Allow me to describe our friendly rat situation. We have friendly rats. So friendly, in fact, while I was home alone this week, enjoying some Taco Bell. All to myself, Xanni. Taco Bell, all to myself. I got a dozen tacos. I can't eat a dozen tacos. I did eat 11 tacos. And the last one, knowing it would hurt, I threw it away. And the next morning, the garage opened, the garbage can lit off. I hear a horrific sound coming from the garbage can that sounds like somebody shuffling a deck of cards. So I'm about to be murdered by a disgruntled gambler. And then out of the garbage can jumps a rat about this big, holding the taco, but not by the taco, by the wrapper from the taco, which is just dangling from its mouth as it falls off the garbage can, gets nailed by the taco, and in their confusion, takes the fastest route out of the garage. Under my chair to the back door, runs right between my legs, under the chair, goes to the garage door, and then I hear, as it's trying to get the taco underneath the garage door and just ripping bits and pieces off. So I go over, I open the door. It got scared, it ran away. I thought, oh, it went away. And then I watched the taco. Zip! I look outside and I find out where all the rats live. Hey, Zan! There's a crack in the back of our dumpster and I desperately need to replace it. We have a family of ratties!
Oh boy!
And we're burying them in refuse every time.
New family.
Owning a house is great.
Sometimes just give up and that's your new family now.
That's the new family?
Yeah.
How else do you get ratatouille?
Oh, true.
It's true.
When we're streaming, they can just like be on our heads.
I mean, you wear the top
They
hat,
already
right?
scream
Like, you
our
got the room
sound.
for it.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Welcome to my house, Iggy. How you
Hi,
doing,
Iggy.
buddy?
Doing all right.
So we discussed our new friendly pet rats, our love of chippies and tacos. So Iggy, I have a question for you.
What's that?
Describe the Treaty of 1912.
Well, I mean, you have to go to Versailles because that's where all good treaties are signed.
All of them, all of them.
I thought they're all signed at the bottom.
All right, before we get going, we're gonna start over here. Status, where can they find you?
You can find me in here at midnight for Midnight at MCFC. I am on quite literally everything at Status Ferret. No the.
Iggy, how can they find you?
Iggy Dinosaur on Twitter, Iggy Dota, D-O-T-A, on Twitch, and generally at cons and that kind of stuff.
Iggy, if they're going to pick one of the panels that you are running for the rest of this weekend, what should it be?
That's tough.
I know it is.
The How to Be a Kid show is something completely original and different, and we'll see how it goes. That's the one I'm certainly wondering exactly how it's going to go.
Is that the one in an hour?
Yeah, it's in an hour.
Where
in
is
here,
it?
In here.
All right, so 1 hour in here. Iggy says if you go to one of their panels, that's at 8 p.m., right? 8 p.m.?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. in this room. How to be a child?
How to Be a Kid Again.
How to be a kid again. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Xanni, where
I'm
the kids
Xanni,
find you?
and you can find us streaming on Twitch under Alkali and Xanni, all one word. We stream about 4 times a week, and you can find us up there. Or we're in dealers then. Come buy a shirt or some of our old comedy, or our old podcast highlights, and our old stand-up sets. So, yeah.
No. So I'm Alkali. You just found out where to find me. But before we close this off, I wanted to take the last minute. 1 year ago, literally at this con, I was in the hallway and I found out I lost my job. I was right upstairs from this room when my coworker for 13 years called me to tell me that they just found out that I had been let go. I'd been let go from a job I had been doing since I was 16 years old. And I have never been more terrified in my life. Everything came crashing down around me in the best location possible. Last year, all of you gave me a supportive hug. Last year, all of you were a shoulder to cry on and a support structure that I've had in place for decades now, and I never knew how much I needed it. So this is what we chose to do. We do the Dragget show now because I am done making money for rich pieces of shit, and I am done letting somebody else tell me what to do, and you guys are the reason for that. You put me over, and it's because of you that I'm able to do this. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving me a life again. Guys, this has been the Dragget Show. That is Dragget and Ferret together. I'm Alkali.
I'm Xanni.
Thank you very much and good night.